Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast One Piece reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is One Piece episodes 567 and 568. Is Hordy finally taken down?
I hope so, but I feel like he's not. I guess even if he is, the boat is still falling and we still need to do something about that. So
Yeah, we shall see.
And fucking Caribou is still on the loose.
Oh god. As if we didn't have enough problems. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out patreon.com/boldcast. That's linked in the description and the pinned comment to get however many episodes ahead. We promised 2 weeks, but would be over the last month. It's been like, I don't know, 18 or something like that. But it'll probably be going back down to that as we do more cover stories and things like that, or whatever we decide to do. But yeah, get some uncuts, get ahead, and get access to our Discord, etc. Hope you enjoy. Let's go.
Just absolutely destroyed. They were literally a joke to them.
Oh shit. Retire. Nice.
Elsewhere could have hurt people.
I can't believe is the fighting really over? I can't even believe it.
We're out of initiative. Look how big JIMBEI is.
How dare you?
I mean, Franky did get out of the robot for
his final attack? Yeah. Chopper with his hand on Franky. Alright, JIMBEI, you're coming along. Get on the boat. I won't hear any excuses. Did he really beat him? I can't even believe it.
You sure?
That guy from One Punch Man, like, shows up. Do you remember that fucking little bastard? After, sorry to cut into this. After the fucking Sea King, or yeah, it was the Deep Sea King, Luffy beats him, and then the one guy shows up. He cheated. Like, could you imagine that guy shows up? It's like, Luffy didn't do anything. He just fucking he cheated. He just came in after everyone else beat him up. It was really the drugs that killed Hordy. What say you, Charlie?
But the boat's still falling.
Oh god. Well, the bubbles, like, probably won't bounce off each other, but, like, I don't know.
It would be nice if they would.
Maybe the other bubble will just glob onto the other one and just, like, float around it. How much surface tension is in these fucking bubbles?
Only a few? I guess because a lot of people decide to stay.
Can anyone do anything about this?
Yeah. Wake up Vander deken so that it goes towards Shirahoshi again.
That has to be it, right? Like,
Shirahoshi's gonna have to call the Sea Kings.
I feel like that's the only hope. What?
I knew.
Oh, he's still punching?
Oh!
Holy shit!
Oh, he's just...
Oh, he's destroying the ship!
It's what we
I was
said,
wondering
like,
where all the
bits.
debris came from. He's destroying the ship, but they won't be able to leave. Oh my god, this looks so cool with all the things. Like, he's punching so fast, it's just flying around him.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Holy.
Yeah, no shit. Brace yourselves, because we're not moving.
Holy.
Oh, his blood?
It's kind of bad that this ship is getting destroyed.
At least he's just destroying the superficial part of it.
I still don't think you'll be okay. There's still so much debris.
There's so much debris, and it's still falling on most, like, you know, it's not falling equally distributed across the entire place. Shirahoshi, call the Sea Kings. It's the only thing that that can save this thing.
Yeah.
Unless Luffy actually destroys it all. But then what do they do?
Can't all these guys call, like, some types of fish? Like, why don't we call just like any type of fish and they can all push?
Where's Momu?
Yeah.
He escaped.
20 years ago when you were a kid.
What? 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 Shanks? 20 years ago.
Whitebeard?
Whitebeard? Yeah. Maybe? Roger? Probably not Roger. Probably hate Roger here. What is it? It's probably Whitebeard. Defended the island. Yeah. Shirohige.
Bad day to be one of these guys. They just throw them into the air.
Son of a bitch. That was pretty crazy. So Whitebeard and Neptune were like childhood buddies. Or at least they knew each other in the past.
I don't know if he can destroy the whole thing in time.
I don't think he can, but maybe he can. He's a fucking miracle worker, this guy. Oh my god, is that really gonna be how he fixes this?
Shirahoshi, Sea Kings, anytime now, Shirahoshi. Holy
fuck. Is he having a heart attack?
Oh, for the bite. The blood.
Luffy's fucking crazy.
Holy shit.
He's so cool. Joy Boy again. Cannot keep the promise.
Is he actually gonna do it?
He's shredding this thing. What is that? What was that? Careful,
Bell?
careful. What the fuck was that?
Look at all those guys.
They're back. Was that the bird one from the first OP? Or a couple of them from the first OP? Yeah. It was. What was that? Who talked?
I don't know. Whoa.
I thought it was like a Sea King, like, or there's a shadow, but I think the shadow was just the Sea King.
So destroyed.
The Noah it stopped on its own? Klabauterman? Does Noah have like a spirit of its own and it just stopped? The Sea King's stopped it? Like, it was hard to see. Holy shit!
Yeah.
They can talk?
I guess so, at least to her.
What?
What do you guys know about the Noah?
It is the Sea Kings from the first OP.
いいや麦わらの子の強いを願ったよ
彼が島を守れるように彼の力俺たちの力は君の力だ君に呼ばれて彼に
Very nice. Good Sea Kings.
Holy shit.
It's destroyed. Look at all the Sea Kings.
Holy shit.
And Shirahoshi did it.
Yeah.
And the Sea Kings did it.
Yeah. That's crazy that like the Sea Kings from the first OP are like important. Wow. That was so good. Wow.
That was crazy the way that they just kind of like showed up and you didn't really see him at first. It was so cool.
Yeah, I thought like for a second I thought it was like I thought we were opening a window to like another fucking like observation haki thing.
Oh.
Like the voice of all things or whatever that was.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like I thought this was like an extension of that, or maybe it is, honestly.
Yeah, I thought that
she's
for a second,
like,
yeah, with like how we always joke that Roger was listening to the Poneglyph audiobook.
Yes, yeah, that's what I thought he was tapping into, that because of the like the proximity to all this like crazy stuff, and he's like, you know.
Yeah, I thought that at first too, but yeah, then all the Sea Kings are there, and they came just because she wished it. She didn't even ask for it or like scream or cry or anything, and then they all showed up and they're all helping and they're all good. And they can talk.
You can talk to her, I think. Yeah. Just like the effect of this little sonic kind of bubble going out, and because it was happening to when Shirahoshi was talking to them as well.
Yeah.
There's like a little ring around her, like, flowing out of her mouth. So
very cool.
The ship didn't get destroyed completely, so
it looks really, really rough.
But we got Franky and we got Den. Do you remember when Franky built that staircase? When I forget when it was Annie's lobby, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I forget what he was chasing, but he was able to chase somebody down who was like flying through the air, or was it the train? I can't remember the context, but they were like, there's something was going by really fast. And he was able to build a staircase up to it, like while climbing it, like at the speed of sprinting.
They can probably fix up the ship or at least get it, usable.
Yeah.
Look at all those guys. I'm just happy they came to help out.
Yeah, it's so cool, and I really like that they I keep
they're
said
very
like 20
old
times,
and
but
wise.
Yeah,
and they honestly
Well, and over the course of the anime, they've had like more and more significance. Like if you think about, like, I imagine that's why Oda used these models, is because like the OP was an anime thing, and maybe there were drawings of these like on covers or whatever, but we're 20 years in almost at this point. I think this Conquerors says it came out in like 2014, so maybe not that much, maybe like over 10 years into the series. And like these things, it means something now just by being featured so much around the series. So to put them in a more important position like this kind of is, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, very good.
Luffy, when Luffy was like struggling,
he was going
like
crazy. Yeah, he was just,
there's been plenty of times where like Luffy has been like like screaming and then like just punching like crazy. This was different. This felt like it was desperate, and he was like pushing himself to the fucking limits. Like I think it was the voice actor for Luffy just absolutely sold
and just
it
like
for
also
me.
like the shots of his face and like everything.
It was so sold.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It felt like he was serious and that he would have destroyed the entire ship.
Yeah.
Even if it would even if he just like passed out immediately afterwards, this ship would have been destroyed before it hit the ground. Just
so impactful. And again, it's like it's funny because it's so impactful in a way that it not always is. Like many times this has happened. But the fact that you can compare this to other times where Luffy has done this or something like this, not this exact thing, but like, and then you like finally get the last hit in or whatever. just for some reason this was hitting so much harder for me, and
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god! And on top of the elephant Gatling doing it, like this new move that he has.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
good.
I can't believe it all got like kind of like wrapped up so quick. Like I thought Hordy wasn't even gonna be done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like damn. And now the ship stopped, and I bet the Sea Kings are gonna help put it down. And I wonder if the Sea Kings are gonna remember. Like I wonder if maybe Neptune is gonna like tell us about the Noah after this, or maybe the Sea Kings can even tell us a little bit, because like they're probably super fucking old. Who knows? Maybe they were here when the Noah was being built. We have no idea, but we'll find out.
We have no idea. Leave a like and subscribe.
Look at all those guys.
It's finally over. Whoa.
I was wondering why those chains were on there.
This duty has been passed on. Holy crap.
Yeah. Just having a chat.
Did they know about this? What?
Excuse me? Oh. What are you guys gonna do?
They're gonna hold the ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good move.
Yeah, don't just leave him hanging
Good
around.
call.
Me too. You gonna go put it back where it was supposed to be?
Not so long
ago.
Well, you're talking about centuries.
Are you talking about recently? Yeah. Actually.
Wait,
not
what?
so long.
You could hear them? Poneglyph audiobook, maybe. And she has
Sea
the same
Kings
thing.
are the narrators. That'd be so crazy to see.
That's so cool. The way it cuts off.
It can be fixed.
By the right people. Help from them.
Whoa. Appointed time.
By the appointed time, there's a prophecy.
Good thing you dropped this off by a ship, guy.
Oh my god, Caribou?
Fucking murder this guy. I don't care. Where is he?
How is that possible? How could they possibly not remember his face?
I thought they said that they do remember it.
Is that what they said? Sorry, I thought they said they were too groggy, but they remember the kid. Okay, never. Oh shit, never mind. I was like, they better remember his face with a face
very
like that.
specific face.
There ain't no way anyone is
But they
forgetting
took
that
this
face.
box, whatever that was.
The Tamate box. The fuck does that mean? Is this the Ark of the Covenant? What is that? What does Tamate mean?
It wasn't Luffy who kidnapped them. Good idea. I'll shoot you down.
In due time, we'll get to the bottom of this. No one said that we'd chop your heads off indiscriminately. No one said that anyway.
Except for me, right now.
Thank God.
Who could have anticipated? I'm glad that you're admitting that mistake in your fact-checking process.
やっぱり麦わらたちが誘拐したんじゃなきゃねって俺は花から思ってたぜ。嘘をつくな。俺たちはあいつらを犯人だと疑った。信じてたよな。
It's okay to admit that you didn't trust them.
止めるんだ。俺たちはあいつらを疑った。現だから疑ったんだ。俺たちはいつもそうやって。
What was that transition?
Yeah. Y'all dizzy? Get him something to eat. Barbarian, he rages and then becomes exhausted.
With Hordy.
Mm-hmm.
And Deken.
Deken. And never let them out. Make sure to confiscate their drugs. It looks so creepy when he's knocked out. Back to her old standby move, crying. Oh.
Blood
we need a
transfusion.
blood transfusion.
Will you still not give him one after he saved your fucking lives? Well, is that not enough to prove?
Comes around full circle.
Yeah. You're gonna drown him, Shirahoshi.
She's just cleaning his wounds with some salt water. Chopper!
He can't move!
I know, but
Why
he
are you-
needs to. He's lacking blood.
The answer is clear.
Blood type F.
Blood type F, is that a thing?
Blood type fish.
I think there was like another last blood type. It was like a fictional blood type. Is that a thing? I don't think it is. Like in real life, I mean.
No.
But yeah, I wonder what, that's kind of interesting.
But he doesn't say. Oh, they have a bunch of them.
Guys, come on. Really?
Mm-mm. None of them are gonna have it.
Come on, gang.
JIMBEI. JIMBEI the
Is it
goat.
JIMBEI or is it... It is JIMBEI.
I don't give a fuck about the law. Plus, maybe we should get rid of this law.
Yeah, maybe you guys should take a lesson, but, you know.
Mm-hmm. JIMBEI again, saving the day.
Classic JIMBEI W.
Hmm.
確かに見える太陽へと続く道。
Fish.
Whoa.
So beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Hmm. Hmm.
Whoa.
He's like laying there, taking his blood. I've got him right where I want him.
Wow.
Taking his blood, he's gonna be on my crew one way or another.
Yeah.
I like how sneaky he sounded when he laughed at the end there. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What a beautiful little sequence.
That
too.
whole sequence was incredible. Like that was
And the
one of
music
the
was
best
so good.
like crescendo, because sometimes in One Piece arcs there's like a crescendo moment like that. But I feel like this was sold. They sold this so freaking well, and it
so
wasn't.
good.
It's like it had like the little splash of the blood animation and stuff like that. But there, in terms of production, there was nothing that crazy about it.
And it's like
it just was timed and presented perfectly.
And the way that it fit into like the themes, like it was like, you know, it was like with the literally what's happening and what they're saying, it's very like on the nose, to the point of what the arc was about, but also just like the whole, like, you know, the blood, and then it like turns into the bubbles, and then it's like the fish going towards the surface and finally being in the sun. It's like, this is the type of act that actually is like, you know, breaking down the barriers between fishmen and humans, because they're connected right in this moment with the blood. They're connected, and it doesn't matter who's who, or, you know, whatever. This is a very beautiful moment, and I feel like it you know, it kind of wraps things up really nicely.
Yes.
It's very satisfying. I loved it. It was so good. You know, all the shots with like Belmare and, you know, Arlong, and just like everything kind of leading up to this Whitebeard. Just
and
like,
the music was so incredible.
was
I
so
hope that
good.
it makes it into the edit of the YouTube video, because it was so incredible. It was so freaking good.
Yeah. That was, yeah, it was so good.
Wow.
I'm very impressed.
Damn. I want to go over like what was said during the blood transfusion. Like there was like, if you hurt somebody,
or if somebody hurts you,
or if somebody hurts you, the same red blood will be shed. And then there's another part. It hardly seems like a path, because it's a very thin and narrow tube, but it makes its way through. And then it makes its way through the path, or it makes its way through the prejudice that people fear each other, that makes people fear each other. And blood feuds so very easily. This is a path towards a very real sun, not some empty wish. Is that the best translation out there of this? Or is there some, if somebody in the Patreon, we're asking Patreon comments, so obviously you aren't going to read the YouTube comments, but Patreon comments. What is there a better translation, or is that about as good as it gets for that? Because there's like, I just want to see it all like written out. It would be nice.
so
But yeah,
good.
that's such a cool thing. And again, like the sun is such an iconic image in One Piece
like,
in general. But
it's also like, you know, the Sun Pirates and and like the fact that Jinbei is branded with the Sun Pirates thing, and he's like, I'm a pirate, so that's what's letting me like break the law, because I'm a pirate, so I'm breaking the law. So, and then if he, you know, is gonna no one ever denies Luffy when he says join my crew, y'all, right? So it's like, if this is his kind of last act as like one of the Sun Pirates before he joins the Straw Hat Pirates, then, and he's kind of, starting on this path towards the sun, towards the surface, towards better things.
I feel like, it would be the first, like, again, we've talked a lot about, like, I love Brook, I love Franky, but they didn't get enough time before we kind of moved on from focusing on them to really make it feel like they earned their place in the crew. Like Franky has. It's not like he hasn't done anything. It's not that I don't like Franky. It's just that when you compare it to like Usopp and the trials that have gone on with him, you compare it to Robin even. So someone who's more
even when
recent.
you compare it to someone like Vivi, for example, who didn't join the crew but felt like she fit in so well, and it felt like she had a place. It felt like there's always going to be like a reserved place in the corner where Vivi should be.
Yes. Yeah. So my point is not to shit on Brook or to shit on Franky or even to shit on Oda at all. It's just that, like, when you compare the newer editions and how we've just been, like, it feels like, it's been so long at this point. It's been, like, hundreds of episodes since Franky. But, like, I think anyway. But, whatever. It's like they're a part of the crew. But, like, I wish that we got a little bit more time, especially with Brook, I think is a lot clearer of an example. Before getting added to the crew and getting, like, a spot at the same level as even people like Sanji and Zoro and stuff like that. Like, everybody's on the same crew. But the point that I'm trying to make is I feel like JIMBEI, if he were to get added right now, it would be so earned. It would be so on the same level as like Robin and Eni's lobby, like that level of catharsis after Marineford, after JIMBEI was there for him, after he has history with Ace, he has history with all these other people, he has so much other experiences and connections to Nami and connection. Like JIMBEI feels like the kind of person that would be like on Usopp level or like Zoro level of maybe even greater at this point of
that's
like
what I was just gonna say,
emotional relevance to Luffy's story.
Yeah, when JIMBEI comes and just lays down next to Luffy, like before they even, like when he's just like, I'll do it, and then they just are laying together, and it's like just something about that. It's like the vibe of like it's like they're like brothers, like it's like they have such a strong bond that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then they're just laying side by side. They're in it together, and then like they do the blood, and it's like them doing that is like, kind of a symbol of the whole arc of like the fishmen and humans working together and are basically the same thing, and it doesn't really matter which one you are. But in terms of like, he helped Luffy through so much shit in Marineford, and like especially afterwards, and like kind of like mentally being able to bring him back from all of the trauma that came along with that. So it's like, and also the fact that like JIMBEI is a lot older as well. Like
it's a lot different flavor that he would add to the
like
whole
even
dynamic.
Just Robin, who
other
is
than Brook, who's way older than
that's true. But like we said, we had like, I don't know, just something about JIMBEI. It seems like he already has such a connection with Luffy.
He would add a lot to the crew,
I'm excited to see how he's going to blend with the rest of everyone.
Same, yeah.
Because I feel like, yeah, like you're saying, like Luffy like sees Brook and he's like, oh, a cool skeleton, join my crew. But like,
it's novel because it's a different way of adding somebody to the crew. But yeah, so.
Yeah, just something about the fact that him and Luffy spent a lot of one-on-one time together, just is different, and something that we haven't really seen since early on in One Piece, when there just wasn't anyone else there.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else we should say about the episode? I feel like a lot of it was kind of like
the Sea Kings, how Roger could hear them.
Yeah, so it must be
same like Luffy.
What I was thinking last time, where like or when it first got revealed, I'm like, is that like the voice of the the Poneglyph audiobook, like you put it? Is that like the voice of all things or whatever? So it is different than observation haki, because I was conflating it, or we were conflating it to, like observation haki to basically this, but it's an even deeper version of that sort of a thing.
Yeah,
where only people with like conquerors haki maybe can hear this, or even less than that, perhaps.
Yeah, because Rayleigh couldn't hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe that's like a Will of D, or like a chosen.
Yes.
Maybe not even necessarily Will of D, but like it's like Gold. There's something special about Gold Roger. Yeah, he had the D in the name, but there's also other people that do, and there's a lot to go into with that. But it's something about Gold Roger was kind of like the main character of his time. It was like it was like the world wanted him to, get to the end, And, maybe Luffy kind of has that same thing. And yeah, it's not necessarily observation haki because Otahime has had such incredibly strong observation haki that she would have been able to hear them. If Luffy could hear them with his level,
Hey, show yourself, blah, blah, blah. I wonder why as well. I also just love the way that they talk.
Yeah, I like it. It seems like they've just been like hanging out for a really long time and they don't really know, but they're waiting for this certain moment.
But the way that they don't, I like as a character thing or as a dialogue thing, the way that they talk to each other and it's like, there's no commitment to what they're talking about. There's no urgency to we need to find the answer of why they can hear us. Or they're just like, oh, that's interesting. Not
in a way that
to find. They're so above it that they don't. It's not like they're in a hurry to find the answers.
Yeah, you get the vibe that they really are these like long-lived giant sea creatures that nothing's challenging in them in their domain. And they can potentially live for hundreds of years in there, and they're just waiting, and they've got a lot of time to just kind of contemplate, you know? I like it.
And then they're saying, in order to fix the ship, we need help from them, but times are changing. Can it be fixed? I hope it can be fixed before the appointed time. So there's some kind of a prophecy. They need to fix it before. But I wonder by them, do they just mean
people?
Smaller people like Den or people or is it relating to that long line of shipwrights that that Franky's a part of?
Yeah.
The
I wonder if it's just that they need the people because they don't have arms.
Yeah.
And so that's why they left the ship.
So I'm just pointing out, I don't know. It's either them or they're alluding to something else. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is the place that they left the ship, they didn't put it back in the Fishman district where it was far away where people were forgetting about it. They put it where Fishman Island would be confronted by the sight of it by the memorial of Otahime, and then they could fix the ship. For that. But yeah, that's cool. And I like it because I was wondering why there was those chains on the front of it. Because it's why are there just these big chains? So I feel like it's...
Yeah, when we first arrived and first saw it, I thought that was a part of the construction of it, that they were these weird crane things, but it's weird that they were coming out of the ship. So I was like, it's a very confusing kind of image. But it's pretty cool.
What a great episode.
That was a crazy, crazy good episode.
So good.
The duty has been passed on. Centuries, our queen comes into the world in the form of a mermaid every few centuries. Once in many centuries, which means that her birth is a destined thing for this appointed time, where maybe she is going to help Luffy and whatever else, with the Noah, with all this. Are they going? Is it for a war, or is it for a big cataclysm? Maybe it's we've had theories about the that maybe around from the time of Water 7 they were talking about how it was sinking, or there's all this stuff with there was a lot going into it. I can't even remember all the details of the theory, but there's been things that have felt like it probably something like that happened, with Pluton and Poseidon, these ancient weapons. Maybe there's an ancient cataclysm when the fucking ancient kingdom was destroyed by what is now became the world government, and there was a flooding incident. That would make sense why the world's so flooded, or there's so much ocean everywhere. It's such a big focus on oceans, and there's all these crazy currents and all these crazy, the Grand Line as a concept is so insane, and maybe it was created from this cataclysm or something like that. That's been our theory for a while, based on a lot of many different things over the past episodes and episodes. So what I think based on that is, wouldn't it be interesting in this world that's all about being pirates, it's all about being on the sea, and it's all because of this ancient cataclysm where the world flooded? What if what if the appointed time doesn't refer to a prophesied war necessarily, but a prophesied draining of the oceans back to what is supposed to be the case? I think that would just be a crazy thing in terms of One Piece in general. Because the One Piece is pirates. Especially in modern Japan and in modern comic book and manga industry, it's culturally, One Piece is the pirate thing of the modern day, outside of like Pirates of the Caribbean in the West. It's like, it's about sailing, it's about being on the cruise, it's about being on ships, and this wouldn't remove the seas entirely in this hypothetical that I'm putting forward. But it would just be, if you think about, like, what would be the most insane thing to do to One Piece's world that would shock everybody after however many decades of, 2+ decades of publication. What would be so incredibly shocking? Almost 3, right? Something like that. Almost 3. Whatever. 2.5. Whatever. What if, like, this world that's so associated with all of that stuff, the world, the water drains, and it was all set up from the beginning, and it was all like this return to zero, kind of like how Fukuboshi was here, and that's why they would need, like, I mean, I don't know how it would fit together exactly, but I just had that kind of thought here when they're talking about a destined, like an appointed time. Like, maybe there's some kind of a prophecy, there's some kind of foretelling about why this boat is needed, and why, like, why it needs to be repaired before a certain time. And my mind instantly goes to, when you ever get into prophecies, it's like, oh, the Dark Lord will return, and fucking, Luke Skywalker will have to rise up and destroy the Empire or whatever. Like, it could be something like that. So it's very classic for, okay, the series, this long-running series, it's very Hero's Journey-esque, or it's very, it's all about adventure, and you got to end it off with a bang. Big, easy thing to do is just a big war, like a gigantic war. You built up all these different factions. You've made friends across the whole world. Everybody comes together and you fight the big enemy at the end, and then you triumph, and then the world is like permanently changed. It could be something like that, but I feel like genuinely Oda is moving in a more unique direction. So I don't think like when they say appointed time, maybe they're talking about a war. I won't be upset if they are, but like, or like a destined battle, or a destined like precipice of conflict where everything's gonna boil up, and then the pirates are gonna have to, like, just rise up and destroy the world government or something. I could see that, but I think that there's room for Oda to do something even more daring, something even more interesting, and to play on what he's already set up about the past and mirror that in the future. And I just think it would be such a crazy thing if that was draining the oceans. Yeah,
that'd be kind of insane.
But that's a complete wild ball theory. So, I don't know. I just came up with that now, after this episode.
Yeah.
But, what the appointed time means, for sure, we can only watch to find out.
So, yeah. It's like these sea kings, and, like, the queen only comes every, like, couple of centuries, or many centuries, so it's like, but you're waiting for the appointed time, but, like, she can, like, make the call that it's the appointed time. Like, she would be the one to, like, rally everyone at the appointed time, so, like, just her being, Shirahoshi being alive is, like, indicative of, like, yeah, like, the times it's not just, oh, Luffy's here, so, and he's, like, kind of the second coming of Roger. It's, like, Shirahoshi being the person who could potentially trigger, like, a major world event. Just her being alive kind of says something like that. Things are ramping up. Like, all of Luffy stuff is like, there's, Gold Roger did kind of what Luffy was doing, like, not even that long ago. But whatever's going on with Shirahoshi is something that, hasn't been seen or thought of in, like, centuries, Same with all the poneglyph stuff.
Yeah. And then who the fuck is Joy Boy?
I have no idea.
Leave a like and subscribe. Excellent episode. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.